All right. Hey, it's Thursday. Bobby's here. So how's your week going? Anything amazing happened this week or
That's
bad?
no, it's been a good week.
All right.
Nothing crazy, good or bad either way. Been slow and steady, right?
Right. Yeah, I needed to do a post. I was editing my manuscript for my book, and I'm like, oh, manuscript for your book. No, it's just, that book I'm doing, Building Personal Wealth Through Home Ownership. And when I'm going, it's first page, I scroll, and there's a little note over on the right-hand side from the editor, from a copywriter. It says, please, I've been looking to buy a home. I'm wanting to buy a home in the next year. Please let Ed Parcaut know that this book has helped me out immensely, understanding the process and everything. So thank him for me. I was like, holy cow, I helped one person without even getting out yet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's supposed to be an easy read book, so you understand the process, right?
Yeah.
So you're not overwhelmed. You understand certain things. It's all the way from starting, with your credit and everything, all the way through the contract, all the way through closing, and then looking at buying investment property down the road. Most important thing for me is you to buy your first home, because that's the best thing. And then after that, if you want to get into the real estate industry about buying stuff, that's a different talk.
Yeah.
You got to get the first step.
What's coming is, so when again is your book coming out?
We'll have it out first of the year.
Awesome.
So that, we're finalizing fonts and this, and, QR codes and all the little things you don't think about.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do what's called a book funnel, so you can buy it, from me through this and that. But it'll be on Amazon.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just something that popped in my head when I was thinking today, because I wanted to do a post on it, but I haven't done that post yet.
Cool.
Anyway, so rates again, just up and down all week. So don't worry. What I should say is, don't worry about where the rate is. Worry about whether you can get the home you want, because the home you want for the rest of your life is more important than where the rate is today. Because if you talk to your parents, your grandparents, they're going to tell you how high their rates were. Yes, the houses were cheaper back then. However, their income wasn't.
Yeah.
Their income was a lot less, and they actually made less. So it's proportionally the same as we are now.
I'm going to say minimum wage was what, $1.75 back then?
Well, I'm not talking that far back. I'm talking even
some of the 80s,
$5. Yeah, but even 90s, dude.
Yeah.
Even in the 90s, rates weren't that cheap. So even in 2004 through 2006, everybody was buying between 5 and 7%. And those 100% financing loans that people did, some of them were like 7.5, 8, where we are now.
Yeah. But
the difference is, yes, the houses were a little bit cheaper, and they were, but on average, that, it doesn't matter. It's still, over time, you're going to benefit. And all the people who got those rates refinanced out of them, and they have equity now. So don't worry about what your rate is today. Where can you make the payment for the next 2 years or 3 years till you can refinance out of it and get a better deal?
Yeah.
But is it the house you want forever? That's the question. Because, these houses are not getting cheaper.
No, I haven't. I mean, I've seen some price reductions, but
they were priced wrong to begin with. Then,
well, I was going to say, I think that just the feeding frenzy that was going on the last couple of years, bumped up the market, and sellers have to be a little more realistic now. So.
Right. Well, you price it where it is, and I'm still seeing appraisals coming in over what they're having priced at. They're underpricing them, and they think they have to get it sold. No, make it look the prettiest house on the block. Do your staging, do your cleanup, do the extra touch up of paint, all that stuff. Make it look nice. You'll get it. It's when people think they don't have to do that. And why am I not selling my house? Because it smells like kitty. Anyway, I think before the show, we were kind of talking about something that happened to you.
Yeah. No, this is
be careful out there. So go ahead.
Yeah. So this is something that happened to me, and it happened to at least a couple other agents I know.
So this is for agents to listen to.
Agents and sellers, just sellers beware, right?
Right.
So, cash is king, right? And people hear a cash offer and they go, oh man, well, I mean, it's a no brainer. We got to take this one. Right.
Right.
And so, I'll give you like the gist, like a brief rundown, right? Agent showed up to my open house, said, hey, I got referred a client and I've never met them, but apparently they're a cash offer. And they were referred from another client of his. Right. And so they show up and, go through the house. They said they all like it, and the guy right there wanted to write an offer, and he pulls up his laptop, pulls up his bank statement, and shows us that he has $3.1 million, and this is like an inheritance. Right.
Right.
And so we're like, okay, well,
and that was in his name and everything.
Yeah.
So
his name. I mean, I I should even, I don't know if I could put it up on the internet, right?
Wait, only if you blacked out his name.
Yeah. But no, so anyway, we're like, okay, well, this is excellent, man, because my seller's on a short time frame. So anyway, we get into contract on a Saturday, right? Accept the offer. And then Monday, the buyer's agent said, hey, you know what, man, something's kind of hanky with this thing. One of the buyers wants off the contract, says that, this is all fraudulent. And we're just kind of like, well, this makes no sense. I mean, we've seen bank statements, so anyway, long story short, it turned out to be a scam. We don't know what the angle of the scam was. All we know is it took us off the market for about 5 days. And I got in contact with another agent who had been scammed, and in talking to other agents in my office, they've heard the same thing. So there's something going on in the community that we haven't passed on the information to each other yet. But yeah, what the angle was, I don't know. But all I know is that they showed me a fake bank statement, and with cash, all you got to see is proof of funds, right?
Right.
So
I don't get what writing the offer does if they can't fulfill the contract.
I don't know, because with the other agent, right? It was supposed to be like, they came in 20,000 over what the other competing offer was with a 7-day close. So they said, okay, well, hey, you have cash and you're going to close quicker. Let's go ahead and do this. Well, 10 days later, they're still hemming and hawing saying they can't get the money out of the trust, and they held up the escrow, and finally they had to go through the whole cancellation process, right? So
I still don't get what the benefit, unless they're just like messing with people.
That's the only thing I can think, right?
I mean, it's not like they're taking money from anybody or getting money from anybody.
And no money was ever deposited. So
they never put any earnest money deposit in the first 3 days.
Nope. The EMD. So they basically canceled because they failed to perform, right? But the EMD was never dropped off. Now, had that been dropped off, I mean, I've heard of scams where people, they'll deposit, like a cashier's check and then try and cancel it within 24 hours before it clears and try and get the escrow office to issue them back actual funds. But I don't know.
Because that stuff, they'll know that the cashier's check was canceled.
But so beware cash deals. If it sounds too good to be true, there's only so much we can do to vet these cash offers. But
wow,
yeah. If you have questions, agents, give me a call. I can give you more information outside of
on video.
Yeah.
And writing that people can take down and say, this guy talked about me and he didn't have proof.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly he didn't have this money.
Well, yeah, I can say there's more to the story, but I definitely don't want to put it on here.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
So at least everybody reach out to Bob. You have questions.
Yeah.
And if you're want to buy real estate or whatever, reach out to Bobby for that too. If you have any questions on loans or refinances or I'm doing a ton of HELOCs and HELOans right now because people want to remodel their houses and do this now because they're staying put. They're not going to sell. They're not going to do this. They're like, we're staying with all this equity. We need to make some changes to our house. So that's like the easiest way. HELOans are the ones that are fixed rates, right? You get so much out. It's a fixed rate. It's done. You make a 30-year payment on it. The HELOC is the adjustable where it's a line of credit. You pay interest on the portion you pull out.
Okay.
But that's adjustable, which means every time the Fed meets and raises, it goes up. Every time the meet and lowers, they'll go down. Most people want to do the HELOC. They want to take out a certain amount because right in the beginning, they're about the same rate.
Gotcha.
From the start. You follow me? So why not fix it? Because for the fact that it's going to go down the opposite way, which it could, but why take that chance? You have more of an upside, or I should say a downside with the upside that it could do.
So with the HELOs, right? So you're saying HELOans.
Yes, HELOan is the fix.
Okay. So you can pull out equity. Now, is that just to do home improvements, or can you use it to put down money on an investment?
You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go to Las Vegas with it and throw it on the table. We don't care. Okay. It's like I had a lady who was buying a business. She said, it's a business. I'm like, ma'am, sorry, I don't care what you want the money for. Yeah, it's not my right I shouldn't ask you what really you want the money for. It's your money, your house, you're this. It's like that commercial. That's my money and I want it now. Yeah. So basically that's how I look at it. It's like you want it for, I don't care what your reason is. It's your house, your whatever, your investment. It's your money. I'm not going to question what you want it for. They want me to check a box. What do you want? I can say other. I don't really care what it's for. But the seconds and those things, they understand that it's for something, right? It doesn't have to be for the house. It could be paying off credit cards. It could be for buying another car. It could be for many different things, right? So yeah, it could be, like you said, can use it to buy a house. Yes. It could be your down payment for that house. Yes. It can come out of there. It's your house, your money. You can get it now.
Yeah. Awesome. Well,
It's
thank you.
my money. I want it now. And then, a lot of people are doing reverse mortgages. And I had somebody reach out saying that was the worst thing they can do. You can't judge why people do what they need to do, right? You're not in their shoes. You don't know how much money they have or not have per month. Do not judge people for what they're doing. It doesn't work for everybody, but it works for some people who really need it.
Well, a house is an investment, right? And if you're not planning on leaving it to any heirs, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, the problem is a lot of people don't realize is I'm against you paying off your house until you paid into all your retirements, all your stuff, all your savings, and then start paying down your house. Right? I mean, because the problem is people focus on paying off their house and they don't put enough money into the other things. And then when they get ready for retirement, they have no retirement and they have their house. So what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to sell it and rent if you want your money out of it, or you do a reverse mortgage to get your money out of it and stay there until you pass away. I mean, that's why you don't get all the equity, is because they expect you to be there till you're in your hundreds and 20s, and eventually we'll be there.
Yeah.
Not today, maybe, but people are going to be living longer than they used to be.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. So be careful out there. Make sure if you want, utilize the equity in your home right now, because there's more than you think is in there. You'll be shocked.
Yeah.
And as long as you're staying there, don't worry about it. Utilize it. Get a pool. Get whatever.
Awesome.
And I'm not saying anything that I wouldn't do, because I'm getting a pool.
Yeah.
And replaced all the sewer lines and water lines under a 1950s house, which is what everybody should do, because the corrosion and stuff in those lines, that you have no idea what you're drinking coming through there, even if it's filtered.
And you get to enjoy that pool next summer.
Well, I'm just talking about the water lines under the house, because
I know
what a difference in water pressure, man. You got to turn that valve way back down. It's like having a new house. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what's things nice about having a above ground house, with that pier, that you can get underneath there and redo all that. If it was a foundation, forget it. You can't do that.
Yeah. Or you got to go. Yeah. I've seen them do reroutes where they got to go like through the roof, and then you have all these holes to patch throughout your roof and in your walls.
Well, the problem about that is, what if you have a leak?
Oh,
guess what? You just ruined your roof. I mean, your ceilings everywhere.
Yeah, but with a slab foundation, that's the only option, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Unless they come in and cut up the slab, and you don't want to do that.
No.
So, no, don't want to do that. All right, everybody, make it a great